Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Goalside. Very rarely does it happen that while watching a youngster play on the field, it reminds you how one of the legends of the game used to play with the same zeal and same zest. They seem to put all their heart and soul into the game, which makes them stand out of the crowd all that much more. Well, if you're asking me, Alexander Isak is one of those players. Alexander is a 20-year-old Swedish footballer who plays for Real Sociedad. Guess which player he admires the most and is regarded as the heir of their throne? It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He has acknowledged Zlatan as his favorite player, and people have already dubbed him as the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic, or the young Zlatan. Imagine being called that at 20 years old. So today, we're going to be talking about why this young prodigy has earned the title of the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The striker of Eritrean origin began playing as a 6-year-old for his hometown club in Sweden, making his first team debut in February 2016, just 10 years later. He had become the youngest ever scorer for the club in the Allsvenskan by April. On his 17th birthday, Isak scored twice against Saken rivals Djurgårdens IF. He's a big talent. He has enormous potential, said then teammate Chinedu Obasi, who became one of the first to compare Isak to the country's biggest football icon. He could become the new Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Isak treated himself by breaking a 105-year-old record. He scored for the Swedish national team at the young age of 17 years, 3 months, and 22 days, and dropped the 105-year-old record on its face. His record-breaking spell didn't stop there. Alexander became the first player in Eredivisie, the Dutch league history, to bag 3 penalties in a single game. Well, we still have another record to go over. We're thinking the same thing as you are. How did this guy achieve all this in his teenage years? He's credited with scoring 12 goals in 12 games in the Eredivisie. Only one word for this guy: monster. A year later, Isak played for Borussia Dortmund, who had seen enough of the teenager's success to make him the most expensive export from the top Swedish flight at a record $9 million. Isak turned down a move to Real Madrid, probably wisely given how rare it is for young players to break through at Santiago Bernabeu. But he was barely used by Dortmund either, and he moved on loan to Willem II. This move shows that he's not just a football player, but a rather smart one. They sold him to Real Sociedad in June of 2019 for the remarkably low price of $6.5 million. Although they did insert a $30 million buyback fee in the deal. Huge mistake. Let's have a look on how Isak performs on the pitch. It was Isak's shot that Real Madrid goalkeeper Alphonse Areola mishandled for Martin Odegaard's opener, and the striker scored 2 more in the second half after seeing his own goal disallowed to give Real Sociedad a 4-3 victory at the Bernabeu. Talk about beating Real Madrid on their home ground. He was brought off the bench against Athletic and made a quick statement when he flicked the ball over the defender and bagged one hell of a screamer. He helped send La Real ahead a few minutes later with a clever foot change and assist for Porto. Oi, 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 Isak, Isak, goes the chant. Simple but effective. It's a comparison we've heard in Sweden as well, as there are a few similarities. The way Isak broke through from nowhere so quickly as a teenager in the Swedish league, it hasn't been seen since Zlatan, Johnson told Goal. Then he became the first player to break Zlatan's transfer record in the Swedish league when AIK sold him. Simply put, he's the biggest talent we've seen since Zlatan. But personally, I think the comparison should end there. It's more of a lazy thing to compare him to Zlatan just because he's Swedish. There are some similarities, but I believe Isak is a very different player to Zlatan and definitely a completely different type of personality. But I don't think the comparisons affect him. He's a very down-to-earth guy, very calm, and none of this is new to him. I talked to him at the Bernabeu and asked him how he handled the spotlight. The whole of Spain talking about him, fans singing his name. The kid's only just turned 20, and he shrugged his shoulders and said, "I'm used to it. It's my normal. It doesn't bother him at all." Talk about having that level of cool at just 20. Isak is in the monstrous state of form, said former Malmo and Sweden striker Daniel Nanskog. He's at the point of becoming Real's main attacking star. Anyone who's seen him play knows he's a special talent. While I don't think anyone is surprised, it's impossible to not be shocked with what he's doing right now. We are watching Swedish football history. And I don't think any Swede can get enough of this, added Johnson. This monster has a long way to go, and believe us, he's just getting started. Zlatan Ibrahimovic regards himself as a lion, but it seems that a new aggressive lion has started roaming the block to dethrone the much older lion. We can't really wait to see Alexander and Zlatan playing together. That will be a match for the ages.